Next, let's have a look at the benchtop 3/8 drive. Now you're going to need an internal retaining ring pliers for this. Engage in those two little holes. Be careful that you keep it flat so that you're engaging on both rings evenly. Now you're going to dump out the plate that's in there, and hopefully the rest won't come out because you'll hold on to the end here. Then you're going to hold the silver part down and pull the black. Once that one's out, it's do you want to remove this next part or not. Some people have a hard time fiddling with these and they don't like them. So if yours doesn't work smoothly, it has to come out. Otherwise, just flush it. Leave it in the middle like this. Put a little, whatever your favorite juice is in there, WD-40 or what have you, and just work it around. But don't turn past with these ratchet paws where they would normally go, because this whole thing will spin around and it'll knock that ball right out of there. So a little left and right if it doesn't work good. If you want to take the whole thing out, then this comes out first, and be careful, you will lose that ball. Turn it upside down and push this thing out. And what was happening there that you didn't see with my thumb is this pushes forward and drops in. And that followed pushing this out, and the little ball dropped out. Now, the ball did not come out or come from that depression. The ball came from down inside that hole where the spring is. Next, remove that spring, because we're going to want to clean everything out inside, and we don't want that getting lost. Now, you should have the following parts laying right in front of you at this time. So those 6, 7, and this 8 parts. All we have to do now is clean everything out. So give it a hosing of whatever your favorite cleaner is. Get some safety glasses on, and we'll have a look once everything's cleaned up. Okay, everything is all cleaned up. We have all 8 pieces still here. I gotta say, you guys, I've never taken apart this benchtop gear before. This is amazing quality. You look inside here at the casting and how this is all machined, how it's plated. Somebody did a pretty darn good job on this, I might add. Although we have a little rust inside of there, that's certainly not their fault. But this is built and done very well. Everything is indexed, so it's true. This is one of the best I've taken apart thus far. Okay, next we're going to need some lubricant, and we will move on. Now when it comes time to grease this, you could certainly always use your favorite blend, but I would highly recommend a synthetic grease. Something that'll handle any amount of temperature, no matter what the swing is. And typically the synthetics will do that for you. So the next thing we're going to do is prep the area where the ball is actually going to go, and the actual spring itself is going to track down that little hole. So we'll put a little in there just so that when you put the spring in, it'll take a little of that grease down inside. We'll put this little spring in here next. I guess a little tweezers would probably work pretty nice too. Insert that right into that little hole. And right on schedule, it doesn't want to go. All right, she's down in there. Then the little lever has to flip into place, if you will. So you're going to put it in with the tab down, and it should flip right in immediately. Don't turn this piece around too crazily, you'll lose your spring. Now, the ball doesn't want to drop in. This design is insanely cool. The ball doesn't want to drop in there now because this is in the way. But watch this. If you've put these in before, when you turn this piece now, it basically locks that ball from moving around. And you can just put that piece in. So now this, don't worry about your engagement and where that pin sits straight up and down for now. All we'll do is put a little bit of goo on here after you already have it in. A little something on there radially. Little something on the ball. Hopefully that won't come out with me. Something on this face. Now when you drop that in there, it's kind of hard to see the ball. I put too much grease on. When you drop this in there now, it should just fall right down in there all on its own. Now, index your switch till it falls down on itself. And there you go. She's ready to go. So leave it in neutral. Next we're going to put some more goo inside on these pieces. So this will need just a little bit around the outside. You'll need just a little bit on this underside face, so that when your plate goes on, that little spring steel plate, it will have something to ride against. And that is more than enough. A little bit in these gears probably wouldn't hurt. And there we have it. The ratchet paw themselves. Wouldn't hurt to have a little bit down in there. That's a little more than we need. And even if it switches on you, that's okay. Hold it down in there, move it back to neutral, and drop this piece in. Now, I gotta get a rag here. Next, we just drop down the silver piece and watch for which way it was mated. You'll see a wear mark on one side and the other side. Well, on mine there's rust, but it would be black. You're just going to drop that right inside there like that. And then make sure that you can see the slit all the way going around the inside for that retaining ring, that plate has dropped in far enough. Now you people with fairly strong fingers, you can probably do this game. Some of you might wish to use the retaining ring pliers to close it up, but you can generally get these to snap in like that if they have these long arms. Otherwise you have to use it like we did to take it out. But there you go. You have a nice tool that's, everything's lubricated. Oh, it sounds beautiful in there. Everything's lubricated nice now. And all I have left to do is just drop in a little bit of dry lube down inside here to make this rocker work a little smoother. And we are good to go.